What's up, everyone? I'm sorry if my eyes look a little bit red. I promise I'm not high. I'm just a little bit tired. I was up since 5 a.m. today, and I want to go to sleep, but I love you all so much, and that's why I decided to stay up to make this video for you guys. Okay? So, in this video, I'm going to show you guys the type of messaging that you need to use in your outbound strategies, no matter if it's Instagram, Facebook, cold email, cold calls, whatever. This is the mindset and the mind and the yeah, the framework that you have to keep in mind in order to be successful at booking meetings. So, just a little bit of what I've done. I've booked thousands of meetings in the past. I worked for in software sales, booking meetings with enterprise companies, so huge companies, 10,000 employees or more, medium, small to medium business, commercial will be the next one is like 2,000. Every company defines it a little bit different, but let's say 2,000 employees, etc., all the way to SMB and local businesses. So I do now for my agency. Okay, so I have experience booking meetings all over the spectrum of businesses and size of businesses and industry because I've sold to different departments, to different ICPs. And I promise you that the framework that I'm going to give you is the exact same framework that you need, regardless of what you're selling, regardless of the service or offer that you're looking to push into the market. This is going to help you. I promise you that. Also, in the past, I made a video about an Instagram automation and how to send unlimited Instagram DMs. I'm going to link that video at the end of this video so you can watch this video, understand the type of messaging that you need to put into your automations, then go watch that video, set up your Instagram automation, and start booking DMs directly into your calendar with little to no effort because it is all completely automated. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna link that video for you to watch it and make sure to subscribe because I'm gonna be sharing a lot more, tons of automation. So this week there's a LinkedIn automation coming up. We're gonna work on a Facebook automation. We're gonna work on other strategies to help you get your calendar packed. Hmm. So let me show you how it works. Okay. Oh, which by the way, let me know what you guys prefer because in the past I did like the Google Doc version, the Google Doc format to show you guys some stuff, and now I'm doing a Canva presentation. Let me know what you guys prefer. I think I would rather I would prefer if you guys prefer the Google Doc format because it's way easier. I was doing the Canva presentation and I thought it was gonna take me less time than it actually did. But no worries. If you actually prefer the Canva format, if it is better for you, let me know and I'll make sure to do more videos in the format that you guys prefer. Okay. So let's get into it. This is the messaging that is going to help you get 10x more meetings through DMs or through really any other source of outbound strategy, sort of outbound strategy that you're trying. So let's get an overview of what we're going to cover. So we're going to help you create messaging that gets attention and helps you book more meetings for your agency, if it is SMMA, social media, um, short form agency, AI agency, any sort of B or any sort of B2B business, this is going to help you. Okay. So we're going to go over what does good messaging look like? What are the elements that it needs to have? The words, the exact messages. Make sure to watch until the end of the video because I'm going to show you the exact messages that you can copy and paste in your outreach to start getting more meetings today. Okay. So, what else? Also, remember, we're going to go over being unique in your messaging, catching attention, how to handle replies in order to get more conversions, and also the mindset that is probably the most important part that you need when you're sending out emails, DMs, cold calls, text messages, whatever it might be. So this is I want to start by showing you guys the state of mind or in the mind framing framework that I'm keeping in mind when I'm creating my outbound campaigns. Okay, so things to keep in mind. There's a study that says that the average attention span nowadays is 8 seconds. It is estimated that the average attention span of a goldfish is 9 seconds. So our brains are so fucking fried that our attention span is less than a goldfish. Just insane. But anyways, and that's because of social media. That is because we live in an environment that is full of dopamine triggers. We're just addicted to cheap dopamine hits. But that's a topic for another video. And if you guys want, I can create a video that is gonna show you how to reset your brain, how to get rid of all of the addictions that have in that the environment has, social media, fatty foods, sugars, etc., etc. But anyways, let's get into this. So keeping in mind the attention span, it's so short, and you just have to look at yourself at your own behavior when you're on Instagram. And I do it, and I say it for myself as well. When I'm on Facebook, something doesn't catch your attention in like 2 seconds, you're like, oh, scroll, and F it, and you scroll and keep scrolling, okay? So you have to catch the attention right away. Same when you're seeing your emails, or when you get a message, you read the first few lines that the notification allows you to see, and then you decide whether or not to open it. Okay. So, there's just look at your own behavior when you're putting your campaigns together, and if you're the receiver, and the person being prospected is going to help you, because you're going to see the messages that you're going to start getting from many people, and you're going to be like, okay, this is actually good, and shit's actually pretty bad, so just keep in mind your own behavior, what gets your attention. The same way when you're looking at advertising, whether it is Facebook ads, billboards, whatever it is, make sure to pay attention to what's actually grabbing your attention so you can know and identify what a good asset and good copy, good messaging looks like. So other things to keep in mind is that people are doing other things when they're on social media. So they're probably talking to someone, they're probably cooking, whatever it might be. So even if they're interested in that time, they might get easily distracted with something else and just forget about your message. So that's why it is important to follow up. And we're going to go over the exact things that we need to, and the strategies that we're going to use to address all of these obstacles. Okay. So another thing is that people get a million messages per day. The business owners that you're going to reach out to get a million messages per day. So they're just going through their phone, and they're eliminating as soon as possible all of the messages that that don't seem to be useful. So when I open my email every day, I'm literally on the trash can icon, just deleting everything, and then if something catches my attention, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll keep that one, I'll skip that one, and then I delete the rest. So that is exactly what happens to your emails through outreach. They decide whether or not to open it in the first 2 seconds. That's why if it's cold email, it's got to be catchy. If it's an Instagram DM, the first line is got to be, it's got to show the your value proposition. But anyways, we're going to get into that in a second. And also is that people are naturally inclined towards inaction. So because of many things, because of the environment that we're in, because of human nature, it doesn't matter. The point is that we're naturally inclined towards inaction. That is why it's so hard for us sometimes to do the things that we know are going to help us, right? So we know this is exactly what we need to do in order to achieve the goal that we want, but we still don't do it because we're naturally inclined towards inaction. So that's why it is important to follow up, because otherwise it's pretty easy to get ignored, and you have to have a call to action to encourage them to actually take the action and they take the next step to meet with. Okay, so how are we going to tackle all of these problems? These are the things, we're gonna address these issues by having these components and these elements and keeping this in mind when we're crafting our messaging. It's gotta be attention grabbing is gotta be results oriented. You have to show them the benefit right away. In the first glance at your message, they have to be able to see what's in it for them. Okay, not what you do, not who you are. None of that matters. What matters is what's in it for them. It's got to be concise, it's got to be unique, so you're able to stand out, and you have to have follow-ups. Are very, very important and often overlooked, including myself. I overlooked follow-ups. I didn't know how important they were. But so I want to show you some examples of good billboards. Okay, so this one, the Coke one, you see it's got it right away, $1. You know exactly where you're getting a refreshing Coke in the middle of the road when it's probably hot, you're thirsty, and with one sentence they give you their value proposition, which is that it tastes amazing and it costs almost no money. Okay, same with Subway. They give you the benefit, they show you the benefit, and their value proposition is also in this case that it's extremely cheap, $2.50 for a coffee and for a full breakfast. It's a great deal, honestly. And the last one, the one that I like the most, is sex. Now that I have your attention, eat at Subway. That's a great one because you're as when you're driving, think about it. You're just kind of like glancing by the road, and then if you see sex that catches your attention, that makes you look up, and then you read it. So that's a great way. They got your attention, and then they redirect you to what you want. So, and some examples is like, let's say when you get an email and it says offer inside, you know right away that it's a marketing email. You know that it's just more advertising, completely unrelated to you, and you delete it right away. 99% of people do so. But if you were to see something like your parents died, you're gonna be like, oh, damn. You will open that email. Okay. Now, you might not respond, or you might respond very annoyed. So wouldn't recommend that strategy, but I guarantee you would get close to 100% open rate. Okay, you might get sued, you might get unsubscribed, and many other things, but the open rate would be there, right? So we have to find a balance between doing something unique, doing something that makes you stand out, but not doing something that is going to be counterproductive at the end. So I'm going to show you, I want to show you some examples of some DMs that I've sent that have gotten me meetings. These are messages that I sent like 2 weeks ago. So they're recent. They still work because the principles of advertising, as I mentioned, work for everything. No matter what you do, no matter what you sell, no matter the time, human behavior is going to remain the same. The channel in which it is communicated might change over time. Before it was um, yellow pages in newspapers and radio, and now it is social media and TV, not even TV anymore, but social media, um, and DMs and ads on Facebook, which I guess it's all social media. But anyway, you get the point. Yet the channel might change, but the principles remain the same. So, these are some of the messages that got me meetings. I'm in some different replies that I got, that we're gonna go over how to handle different replies in order to get them to convert. Okay. But so I mentioned, as you can see, again, I'm gonna show you the exact messaging at the end, so you can do it for your agency and for your business. But you see that most of my messages, this one is a little bit longer, but all of them, the rest of them are straight to the point, very concise, very, they can see right away the value proposition. Okay, and hopefully I'm getting their attention. So AI chat GPT insurance agents. Okay, if someone is interested in AI, they have an insurance agency and they see, oh, AI insurance agents. Okay, maybe that triggers their curiosity and gets them to respond. But that's why I want them to see in the first line, in the first 2 seconds of looking at my message, what I'm offering. Okay, and you see on the opposite side an example of what not to do. This is a guy that reached out to me on LinkedIn, and I literally have no idea what he said. Like I didn't read it all. I tried to scan it, and it was just a bunch of words that had nothing to, didn't make sense to me at all. And I didn't see any benefit of replying to his message or booking a meeting with him. It was terrible. So as you can see, okay, let's read it together. I am the co-founder of a life data-driven ad agency, best-in-class solutions, ad performance data. This is insane. Like here, he's just, first of all, he's just talking about him. All of his message is about him. Second of all, he didn't give me a single benefit of what all of those things are going to do for me. So he told me that they got amazing analytics and change logs and goals, objectives, and downstream data and whatever it is, whatever else it is. But okay, I don't really care. What I care about is the end result that I'm going to get if I use that. Let's say an example, if someone were to tell me this is how, I'm gonna give you $1 million, I'm gonna be like, okay, cool. I don't care how you do it. I mean, I guess as long as you don't do it illegally, I'm gonna be fine. Give me $1 million, right? I don't need to know if you're gonna use data and analytics and go to the other side of the world to print it yourself and then give it to me, right? So, and it's the same when you're doing your outreach. People don't care about how you get them leads, how you get them sales, how you get them the results. They just care that you get it. So that's why here, for example, yes, I mentioned the AI insurance agents, 10 plus quotes, zero money upfront is another offer. No money upfront for qualified companies. You know, things like that. I mentioned the benefit right away. I mentioned what they are gonna get with it. Don't really go into how we do all of that. I just tell them, here's what you're gonna get. Okay. Then in the call we can discuss a little bit more, obviously, but and not that's another topic, but in the calls that you don't need to go very in depth about what you're actually gonna do. I did it in the past and it ends up being worse. Um, it's you end up, well, you get too much into the nitty gritty, you end up just having conversations that don't make sense. And anyway, that's the topic for another video. So The next thing to keep in mind, as I mentioned, is to be unique and be creative. So send a dog pic. I love dogs, so I remember when I was working in software sales, I had an email that would convert like crazy because it seemed super personalized and it was automated. And it was just a selfie of me with my dog. I was carrying her, selfie, and it was like the subject line was Kayla is trying to reach you. So people were probably like, oh, who the hell is Kayla? Or Kayla told me to reach out. They're like, what, Kayla? This doesn't make sense. And they would open, they would see my big face with a big Siberian Husky next to me. So they would be like, oh, that's funny. Maybe get them to laugh. And, when you get them to laugh a little, get them into a good mood and they read the rest of the message. So that helps you stand out and that makes your message unique. So don't be afraid to be creative, figure out ways and think outside the box a little bit to make sure that your message looks different than all of the thousands and hundreds and of emails and messages that they get every single day. Another great strategy is to send memes. It's hey, I'm patiently waiting to hear from you. Send a meme and like, hey, and this is a good one. The I use it sometimes to send memes. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty funny because it's here let's say you use this one and you can customize it. So you can add something related to your services. I don't know, like whatever. He said he still doesn't use leg. I was gonna say leg taker, but anyway, you get the point. You can customize it. There's tons of them, so use some memes to stand out. It's gonna be they work very well. So anyway, coming back to it, getting so oh yeah, I thought it was in the end of the video, but I guess it was an early surprise. These are some of the messages that I've used and that I'm currently using to get more meetings. So it's like, hey, I know you get a pitch all the time, so I'll be brief. I just wanted to reach out to see if you're interested in getting 40 plus whole life insurance plans per month using AI insurance agents. So that is one message. And hey, this is Rafael. I know this is weird, but I found your company online and I thought I'd reach out. I can bring you 10 plus clients that need permanent life insurance this month. Are you open to chat sometime this week? This one is more for email, in which you briefly introduce yourself, or for a text campaign as well, which they don't see your name. In social media or DMs, it wouldn't make that much sense because they already see your name on the message, right? So, but anyways, these are two messages that I'm using across different channels today for campaigns or converting. So you have to these are a few options. As you see, they're super concise, super short, straight to the point. They have the call to action here. And I always say like, hey, are you open to chat sometime this week? No, actually, that's a little bit more direct than I usually do. That's because it's for text. So text is a little bit more aggressive, I would say. You can be a little bit more aggressive. But in social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, I usually say, are you interested in learning more? Um, Open to seeing how it works. Would you be open to that? Opposed to seeing how it works, etc. So I just ask for interest, not for the meeting right away. Okay. Another good one could be like, hey, I know you get 2 million, whatever, messages every day. So, but I'll make it work. But I'll make it worth it. I got a system that can help you get 40 plus whole life insurance clients this month. Open to seeing how it works, right? This is just an example, but this is a good opening line as well. And you know, something that I would like to mention here is that I'm not only mentioning, you know, 40 plus clients. You know, I'm mentioning 40 plus whole life insurance clients, or in this one, um, permanent life insurance clients. This one, whole life insurance clients as well. So, for example, there's you know, there's with you know, if it is pest control, there's like a specific type of job, I forgot what it was, that gives them the highest profits. If it's dental clinics, they also have like the all-in-4 implants is what they all want more of, because you know their profit margins are high and they're so high ticket. I mean, they're, I don't even know how expensive they are, but it's like crazy. Like, I know of a clinic in Mexico, that in Cancun, that like people pay to fly to Cancun, pay for their hotel, pay for their flights, pay for, you know, the expenses of the trip, etc. And it's still way cheaper to get them the implants in Cancun than it is to get them in, you know, in the US. So anyway, the point is that every industry has has a specific service that it's more profitable for them, or that they can fulfill easier, and that they want more of. So you're gonna see this when you start having conversations with your nation. You're gonna be like, oh, yeah, and you simply ask them, you know, what are, if you could get more, what are some of the services that you would like to get more of, or what is the specific service that you could get more, if you could get more of, could change your business, right? So they all have it. So you know, you just need to figure it out. There's a few strategies. If you guys want, I can make a video about how to find this specific service that is gonna trigger your niche's curiosity and get them to have bookings with you. Because that also shows them they actually know about their niche. So and then you're not just saying, it's very different to say, hey, I can help you get 10 more all-in-4 implants this month, than it is to, I can help you get more leads. You know, one talks specific to the audience, the other one doesn't, is very general. So you have to make sure that it's specific. But again, if you guys like, I can make a video about how to find a specific service that is going to work best for your niche. Let me know in the comments if you guys want that. So handling replies, usually if it's positive, or if I say interested and they're like, yeah, I'm interested, it's like, great. I explain a little bit more, and like literally one sentence, here's the booking link. And then I book right away. If they don't book, I make sure to follow up, but usually they book. So that's the most basic one, right? If they say no, just say, I either just ignore it and move on, or if you want to convert them, you can you can go into their profile and see maybe something that you found, or go to their website. You know, maybe take 5 minutes to see if you find something interesting. If you have an ads agency, go into the ads that they're running, and it's like, okay, no worries, just saw this on your ads, on the ads that you're currently running, and thought why, and wanted to connect on that as I think I could help. That helps as well, but if not, I think you could just ignore them and move on. Sometimes they tell us they tell you to tell them more, or they ask for more information, something along those lines. So I sometimes mention like, okay, we help you get more sales or in a specific service that your niche looks for with our system, and with our system, one thing. Or the other option is like, hey, we help you get more leads without running ads, cold email, cold calls, or hiring any extra staff members. You know, because sometimes they see your message and they're skeptic about it, and they're like, oh, ads, I've been through this before, etc. So that's why, in my opinion, it is useful to mention, to keep it a little bit more vague. Not only it triggers curiosity, but it also, you know, doesn't trigger red flags from other things. So, anyways, that's a strategy that you could use, the messaging that you could use, and this one might be a little controversial, but here are my thoughts, and this is what I do. So, when someone asks for a price, they're, to be honest, they're usually not the best leads because they're, you know, too concerned about the price. You know, it happened to me once that they asked about the price, and they were like very straightforward in the call, and great to work with eventually as a client. But in general, I wouldn't say they're the best. But anyways, what I do, when they ask for the prices, I give them a range. I don't give them a specific price. So usually in my service, it's between 500 and 2K. I would tell them something like our services range from 250 to 2K. You know, I go a little bit under, just because, especially if we're selling high ticket, that might be, and we tell them, hey, it's 2K, 1K, etc. They're gonna be like, oh shit, and they're not gonna want to book. Um, and no, a lot of people say not to mention your price never under any circumstances in the DMs, but I think that it is better. I think that they have an idea. They don't have, I don't give them this the specific price, but if they have an idea of what it's gonna cost, I think I think it's better, because what if they just don't have no money to invest? Then you're just gonna waste your time getting the call, right? So I give them a range. Usually I usually give them the smaller range, a little bit under what it actually costs, just so they don't get scared away, but they know that it's gonna require an investment. Okay. Mm. And lastly, the one thing that I think is most important is the mindset. I think the mindset of expecting it to take longer than than is expected. I'm sorry, some mention is a little bit late, but well, at least for me. But anyway, just expect it to take longer than you think is actually gonna take. So if you think it's gonna take you 100 messages, set your mindset that it's gonna take you 300 messages. Okay, just it's better to be pleasantly surprised than, you know, than disappointed. Okay, so just that is one, expected to take longer, because I remember once there was I heard, when I was starting, and the first a few months ago, that I was like, I heard a guy talking about, yeah, you just need to send like 20 touch points per day, and in 1 week you'll have a client. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I was doing like 40 touch points for that week and didn't get any clients. I don't think I even got any meetings. And I was like, shit, I mean, this is pretty, this sucks. But anyway, it was not that it sucked, it was just that my expectations were wrong. Okay. So get that, you'll be pleasantly surprised. And then the consistency. I like a quote um that I recently heard. I forget where I heard it, but it was something like, I work every day so I don't miss the lucky days. And that way, I'd explain it better, but the point is that, you work every single day, you stay consistent, you're going to eventually get lucky. And if you're working every single day, you won't miss the lucky days because luck exists. And I think that in everything, you have to come across a little bit of luck to get to your goals, to get to your dreams, to get to the things that you want. But you only get lucky by working every single day, because if you are not working, you're gonna miss those lucky days, okay? And then the other one is to not don't let negativity affect you. If they're being terrible, just I mean, if you're having terrible days, no one is replying, just check your messaging, try different approaches, try different channels. Um, try to figure it out, because it's just part of the process. And also sometimes people, especially if you're making cold calls, can be rude, and it's easy to get down on yourself if someone just is like, oh, F you, and you suck. And you're like, oh, damn it. I I actually uh might agree with them. That's what you think at the beginning. So I think it's very important to not allow it to affect you. Just brush it off. People are gonna be mean sometimes, and are gonna be rude, but that's just part of it. Nothing you can do. It's not personal. It's literally, I mean, it's happened to me before that I've literally called someone on the phone, and they told me to go F myself. And I'm sorry, I don't say what bad words, or at least try not to, because I don't want to get banned from YouTube. I don't know if it is allowed, but anyway, they've told me to go F myself. And then I call them like 3 days later, and they don't even remember who I was. And they're like a completely different person. They were just having a bad day. I happened to call them at that specific second, specific moment that they were having a bad day, and decided to take it all out on me. Okay. So don't take it personal. It's nothing against you. Even if sometimes their insults sound personal, they're not. And also remember one DM, not too long ago, like 3 weeks ago maybe. It was like a fake guy from Nigeria, and it was like the profile was like a cute girl, like a cute agency owner. And I was like, okay, I mean, I just messaged my outreach. It wasn't specifically to her, it was like the automated outreach. And I saw the reply was like Shay Ogun K. I don't know, it was like some language. I didn't. I'm not even sure if it's like a different language, or it's um like a dialect. Like, I don't know. But the point is that there were some words that I didn't understand at all, and I copied and pasted it into Reddit, and it was like they were wishing death upon me, and they were wishing that, I think Ogun, it's called. I'm not sure, the god of dead for their um religion. I forgot how the religion is called, but anyway, he was wishing death upon me, and he was wishing that the strongest of the gods would punish me with death and suffering. That was the message that I got, just because I offered him um advertising services. And it was yeah, and it was this guy that was actually, he's the one that is a scammer, because that was a fake profile, and he was trying to scam people with it. But the point is that you're gonna come across these types of situations, whether it's people cursing you, or ignoring you, etc. You're gonna come across it, but just don't let it affect you. Just keep getting to the touch points that you need to get and stay consistent regardless of what happens. Don't take it personal and keep going. And the same goes to not getting overexcited. So it's happened to me that I'm like, oh, nice. I got 5 minutes booked for tomorrow. Woohoo. And then I kind of, relax for the day because I'm like, oh yeah, tomorrow respect, I'm gonna be great, it's all good. And then it's like one of them cancels and then the other one is not qualified. And then the other one I just don't close it. And then the other one no shows. And I'm like, damn, So you get overexcited and you also let that affect you. So don't let it negativity affect you. Don't get down on yourself. And also don't get too excited when things start going well. Just always stay consistent. This is a reminder for myself as well, not only in this, but in boxing, in exercising, and absolutely anything that you do, consistency is the key. But anyways, guys, I know this was a long video, but I think it's going to be very useful if you guys keep these principles in mind when you're doing copy, when you're doing your outreach messaging or ads. Again, it's human behavior. We just tweak it a little bit depending on the channel, depending on the um, on the avatar and the ICP that we're going after. But the main rules remain the same. So again, please let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you guys want me to make other videos around other topics, and I'll make them for you. Make sure to subscribe because there's going to be some amazing automations coming up. I have a LinkedIn automation coming up. I have an SMS automation. I have Facebook automation. There's many, many things that are coming up step by step, just as the Instagram automation that I mentioned, which I'm going to leave right here so you can go watch it now that you have the principles of how to create a strong message. You can go create that automation and start getting meetings on autopilot. Okay, so subscribe, hit the like button, comment, and talk to you guys soon. Goodbye.